This is a 1998 water heater. This natural gas tank, gravity ventilated water heater is old, but it's still in good condition. There's no leaks, there's no rust underneath, and this unit in particular has a serviceable anode rod. The anode rod is a sacrificial bar of magnesium that will keep the tank from rusting, although that anode needs to be replaced about every 5 to 7 years. And today we're going to be replacing that to renew the tank as well as flushing the tank in order to get some water out of there so it doesn't spew out of the top as soon as we take out the anode. We'll go over that in a second. For this project we will be using a flexible magnesium anode rod, an impact driver with a 1 1/16 inch hex socket, a manual wrench driver, and a 3/4 inch galvanized pipe. Because the water heater unit is so old, the anode has already seized in place, so we will be using the manual wrench bar along with the pipe. It's a 4-foot pipe, so we'll be using that as a breaker bar in order to release the anode. So the pipe will give us the additional leverage that we need to be able to break the anode free from the socket. I am using 2 bars. The first one is the pipe that I've actually set up against the inlet connection and the socket, and the other one is a larger pipe that I have. Both are 4 feet long, and I'm using them as a scissor essentially to open up and break that connection. Once that seized connection is broken, I can go back with the standard wrench or just a impact driver. I've removed the vent cap for the ease of handling the pipe and preventing damage to the vents. The connection is already broken. It does take pushing with one pipe behind your back and the other one in your arms in order to detach the connection. The seized connection separates with a loud metallic bang. And once that's done, you still have to use the 2 leverage bars to try and extend it out. It's a little bit easier once the connection is broken, but there's still enough of a tension there that you still want to use the extension bars. After a couple of turns, you'll notice that the bolt has released, and you can go back with the impact driver in order to release the rest. Here we can see that the anode rod has been completely consumed, and the only thing left from it is the steel bar that holds it in the middle. One thing about access is that there's not enough ceiling height here to be able to put a new fixed anode rod, so a flexible anode rod is a very nice way to be able to add it in without trying to bend in place a new anode. And before we put it in, we'll have to put some Teflon tape in the connection and then tighten it up. As far as how much Teflon, this 1/2-inch Teflon tape usually can seal with just 3.5 turns of tape around any fitting. However, that's usually for national pipe thread, which has a slight angle, and the more you tighten it, the harder it actually gets on the joint. This is a straight thread, so we're going to be using a little bit more than that. You can go up to 7 turns around the fitting to make sure that there's no leaks. Once we have the Teflon on, we turn a couple of times to make sure that we do not cross thread that connection. So making sure that we can actually grip onto the thread. And once you know that you're in the right thread, you can tighten up with just the impact driver. Since we have the tank empty, it's a good opportunity to drain out and flush the tank as well. This will get all the rust and all the particles from the previous anode rod out of the tank. With the new anode back in place, we replaced the vent connections. We open the water to fill the tank. This might take a little while. Close the drain pipe and make sure to turn on your thermostat and turn on the pilot and then lift the temperature back on. Make sure to replace all the metal covers that might be required over the burner components, and that's it for the anode rod replacement.